All right, good morning. Welcome to our My Jong Horn Pie program for this Wednesday morning. We have been building up to our Tam Tuey set over about 6, 7 weeks now. I think we're into lesson 8, and we started looking at section 1 and section 2 over the last couple of lessons. We're going to continue with those, and I might start throwing a little bit of the foundations of section 3 in there for you, depending on how much time we get in today. Okay, let's get ourselves warmed up. So rise and fall, and side to side, and shoulder to shoulder, and some neck rotations in the front. Good. Loosening up your shoulders, engage those shoulder blades, get motion and mobility in the upper back and shoulder area. And then the other way. Yeah, let's warm up the rotator cuff so we can circle the arms one way and around the other. Opening up the side of the body, one side and to the other. The arms can go loose and wrap around. And we've been talking about making different motions. That the Mahjong has this concept of ball and chain, where the arms are supposed to be loose and the hand is supposed to be heavy. And we want to turn that from our legs and from our torso rather than in our arms. And we keep working in our warm-ups about turning that into downwards diagonals. And this is all going to show up throughout our set and in the system. Good, some rising diagonals to warm that up. Try to wibble wobble around in your legs. Try to let your legs be nice and settled and actually kind of pressuring into the ground to support the pelvis stability. Good, let's go downwards on a vertical and rising on the vertical. Want lots of mobility in the spine. Good, and then we're going to split one forward, one backwards. And then the other way, one forwards, one backwards. Good, and you can shake it out a little. And hips can roll around one way and around the other. One more time, first way. And the second. Knees from the inside to the outside. 2, 3, 4, 5. Outside to the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's get torso and legs working together. Hands behind. Cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A couple more. 9 and 10. Good. And shake it out. Okay, the other thing we were doing for hip mobility was getting that sort of pendulum swinging of the leg. So hands can be up above your head, or they can be on the hips. If you go up here, it does a little bit more upper body work. So we're going to go swing up and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's work it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And shake it out a little. Continuing to work on flexibility and mobility, we're going to lunge to one side, press those hands to the floor, and hold. And same to the other. And then we're going feet forward. Walk the hands to one foot and stretch. Walk the hands to the other foot to stretch. Hands can be in the middle, and we're going to lunge to one side. Through the center to the other. Back to the first side. And to the second. Then heel to ground, toe to the sky on one side. And same to the other. Good. Feet forward, hands on the floor. Try to keep them there as you walk your feet back into the center. Now we can roll to come back up. Okay, stretched out, warmed up. Let's jump into foundations for power building and coordinating. So one of the things we really want to do, Kung Fu is so particular about this, and it's, in my opinion, a very, very refined biomechanical study in our Kung Fu systems of center to extremities, moving through center to create motion in the limbs, to learn how to produce power through thrust into the ground. So feet are, pardon me, a little wider than shoulder width. We're reaching out to grab. We're thrusting with one leg to create push and pull to punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you see there's a little bit of a dip. That's to kind of activate the glutes and the quads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wei Lung Bai Mei, up from underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Come up for just a second. Shake out those legs. Okay, we've also been working on going from the lateral to the square with a narrow and fast exchange of the hips. And we've been using a punching drill where we go punch out, sneak under, pull back, twist 1, come back 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The more you can stop thinking about this as 2 separate moves and 1 movement. 1 movement. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Come on up, and one more foundation to get that flavor of movement and warm up. 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. This is the one where we're grasping. And we saw how this came into the Tam Tuey last week in section number 2. Grab, kick, punch, punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You keep seeing this circular grabbing motion. And this is making the hands intelligent to when they touch against a limb, they can curve, they can wrap around that limb and seize, grasp, connect to the belly, seize to make your next hit. Okay, so let's jump into Tam Tuey number 1. So we had worked on for a while, I'll start on this side with my back turned. One of the other foundations to spend as much time, we didn't spend the time on it today because I want to spend more time on the set, is the back of hand, palm, punch. Now we're going to pull to the hip and we're going to step punch out. So we talked about this is going to be one of the consistent openings of the set, each pass. Now we had that shuffle into place. We're moving forward slightly, turning the foot in and cranking across. We don't want this arm right in tight to our body. We've got some distance between our body and this. So this is we can think about as a nice solid elbow potentially. Boom. From here, we've got a hammer fist strike down. And now we had that difficult one where we kind of pass the arms loose by the hips. And then we twist the trunk and raise the arms. So we're talking about all that work for range of motion that comes in the set. Now we're going to drop the hand, back fist, settle the hand, kick low. We then kind of wind this hand up towards our hip and we punch to get our other side opened up. So we shuffle in, pull through. Now that can be grip releases. We talked about how it can be throws over the hip. From here, we're keeping the horse rider stance, the lateral. We're smashing down. And now we want to twist the hips, open up the front foot, pivot through the center and raise those arms. Press that back heel deep in the ground. Get a bit of a calf stretch. Try to get your rib cage to go sideways across that lead leg. Drop down, back fist. So you get that circular motion for our back fist. We let it settle. We kick low, we wind up, we push out of the back foot, punch, and we're back on our left side forward again. So we go pull in, smash down, twist through the center, back fist, settle, kick, and punch. Then we shuffle. So I'm turning this foot. I'm turning to the lateral. I'm winding up palm and punching out. Let's stay with number 1. Draw, punch out, shuffle in, smash down, drive up, back fist, settle, kick, punch, shuffle in, smash down, twist through, back fist, kick, punch, in, down, twist through, back fist, settle, kick, punch, shuffle up. So we're turning that foot to the lateral. We're drawing back the punching arm as we step up. We put that foot in the floor and we drive up. We're going to do one more back and forth. with number 1 today. So draw, punch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, punching out, shuffle, drive, up, back, settle, kick, punch, 1, 2, 3, back, settle, kick, punch, shuffle in, palm rotating through the waist, punch to come out. Let's do one more today. And now, whether you keep up the pace or not, let's go to sort of a performance pace with this. What's the fluidity? A lot of my Jong is about fluidity. It's not about 100% power in a single technique. It's about rapidly changing your attacks and your directions on the fly. It's supposed to be very adaptable, very equipped at changing to what is presented to us, and very much about not individualizing the body, but learning how to link and coordinate the body from whole, from that center. So I'll go through it a little bit into where it kind of, it's not about going super fast, but it's about being nice and fluid. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to punch, pull, settle, rise, back, fist, kick, punch, pull, settle, rise, back, fist, kick, punch, pull, settle, rise, back, fist, kick, step up, palm, punch. Section 1. Okay. Section 2. Section 2 started us into a bit of this Wei Lung Bai Mei that we've been using, this dragon's tail that we've been using as part of our opening movements. And we talked about how this is a type of, it can be a type of deflection. And like a lot of things in the Mai Jung, the deflection, the parry, is supposed to help set up the next round of attack. Because we want to be able to, from the Mai Jung perspective, from most Kung Fu systems perspective, we want to be able to turn over the interaction in a self-defense situation to where the other person is now defending. The first part of self-defense in their theories of fighting is make the other person go on the defensive. We don't want to sit back and cover and try to take a bunch of blows. There's not many people who are really that good that they can deflect and get rid of, and the other person stays in a dominant position, pressing you into defending. What we want to do is be able to roll that over. And so that's why there's all these quick deflections and immediate strikes that come with this. Now, those deflections can also be ways of grabbing and seizing as we're coming into place. But Wei Lung Bai Mei has this ability to think about almost like a flinch. Whoa. It is a little bit about just getting those guards up. What's interesting, though, is the curve that comes into the back of the wrist with this, because we're using the curve of the back of the wrist as a bit of a percussive point. But you'll also notice that as it comes back, we tend to pull it in. So again, this can be where we're deflecting and seizing before rotating. And it's all one rotation. I rotate through. I deflect and strike. I deflect and strike. Now, even harder in this is getting the idea that I deflect and I strike high and low. This is again about putting the other person off balance, both psychologically and physically, where I split my attacks at 2 levels. I'm not looking for maximum power all the time. I'm looking for maximum distraction so I can move to the next piece of my chain. So that idea of kicking and punching at the same time while pulling an arm in, could be the person puts their hands on your shoulder and you're sneaking around and you're pulling them in and you're kicking, boom, and punching at the same time. And then the set continues with hooks and things. So this is where we have in number 2 our second opening, where we're learning how to strengthen the rotations in the trunk to create round technique, straight technique. And we were talking about this chopping down. Why are we kind of curving that wrist and bringing it in? When this starts into things like locking and deflecting, rotating and chopping with the blade of the forearm becomes very, very effective. So I'm chopping with this, chopping. Again, somebody's grabbed hold of me and I might chop inside of their forearm or down onto the pressure points in their forearm, trap the elbow. And then as I trap something, I've actually wound up the other side of my body so I can strike. So let's go into section number 2. We'll go nice and slow to start. So we'd finished section 1 with our step up, back of hand, palm punch. So now our footwork, we're going to slide out to the lateral. We're going to bring the left hand to the hip. We're going to draw that shoulder blade back so it helps bring this hook punch around. We chop down, and then as we twist, we pull and push. So now here's our Wei Lung Bai Mei. We're going to slide our front foot just slightly. We're going to slip underneath and punch. Then we're going to do a quick little back fist, and then we're going to go kick and punch. Now we need to step to that lateral, but you're like, but my arm is way out here. So we get this nice little circuit. We're rolling in and pounding out. Now it's really hard here to not break down the legs. So you're kneeling in, but to work the calisthenic of turning, of building strength in the lower back and in the abdomen to turn, chop down, punch out, slip underneath. So we're shifting, we're punching, we're possibly seizing, we're kicking and punching, we're stepping in, circular punch, straight punch, slip underneath, straight punch, either a hit or a grab, kick punch, same time, step in, create that circuit around, circle and hit. 1, we're still, don't let this back hip come forward. We're not going to the square. We're staying in the lateral. Punch, and we're already on the lateral, so we can step up, palm punch. So that's our section 2. Let's go facing the other direction. So I go hand to hip, lateral, draw. Think of really getting that shoulder blade strong. It's pulling that punch. Think of you making the punch happen with the opposite shoulder blade. Chop down, unwind, slip. We're dipping, we're slipping up to the notch. We're pulling that in towards the temple. We're driving it down. Elbow is low, no popping, no flaring. Elbow low to punch out, turn over, and kick punch. Lots of work in twisting the body here as well. Then we're going to settle to the lateral, get that small circuit. Draw in as you settle to the lateral. Punch, pull down, punch, slip underneath, punch, back fist, kick and punch if I don't fall over. Good. Come around, punch, pull down, punch, slip underneath, punch, back fist, kick and punch. Last one. We circle for our hook punch. We pull down, straight punch. We shuffle up, palm punch. We'll come back to the sequence. So we talked about this a little bit before. When I stop being completely on the lateral and I'm a little bit more in my fighting position, I've learned how to wind up and come around with this backhand. I could make this short into the body. I could make this sort of a more medium to the jaw. And then I've got this wraparound one. Now the wraparound one is also about dealing with somebody who wants to put something in the way and stop the hit, where if it gets impeded, because my arm is loose, it wraps and comes around from behind. So if this is the head, I want to come around, and it's not necessarily an inwards punch. Sometimes this is a hook to the back of the head. I'm coming. Someone puts an arm in the way and I just wrap around it. And then as I wrap around it, I can tug it down. Oh, remember? Pull down, tug down. This might be that I also have somebody who's got a guard up and I hook around their guard. I pull that guard down and I throw my punch inside there. And as soon as I throw that punch in, I'm slipping in, punching, kicking, punching. Continuous, continuous, continuous. Deflect, kick, punch, shift, hook punch, straight punch. So we're getting these ideas: rear arm, front arm, rear arm, front arm, slip punch, pull punch. Let's take it back to the set again. So we had our finish with our palm punch. So we go to the lateral, we're pulling to the hip, we're engaging that shoulder blade, we're turning the trunk without collapsing the back knee. We're settling down, we're sinking into our lateral, we're driving out. Now we're going to bias weight in the back leg as we shift, and now we drive out of that back leg. That creates a deflection and a punch at the same time. Not block, then punch. Block and punch. Back fist. Could be a distraction. Look up high. Make them check. Here, we draw. And we got to twist the trunk and kick at the same time. Difficult. Now as we step down, we're sinking into that lateral. That brings the shoulder back, and we wind up with the waist. Pull down. Punch. Slip under. Punch. Back fist to kick and punch. Step in. Hook punch. Pull down. Straight punch. Slip and punch as we go to the square. Back fist. Kick and punch. Step in, circulate around, punch, pull down, punch, step up, palm, punch. Okay, let's do that another time. Pull, 1, 2, 3, under, punch, back fist, kick and punch, roll through, hook, pull down, straight punch, slip, square up, rear arm punch, back fist, kick and punch, roll in, hook punch, straight punch in the lateral, slip, punch, back fist, kick punch, hook punch, pull down, straight punch, shuffle in, palm, punch. Last time for today. I'm going to go a little quicker just to give you a feeling for the speed we want. So we're going 1, 2, 3, through, back fist, kick punch, hook, pull down, punch, slip under, punch, back fist, kick punch, hook punch, slip in, punch, back fist, kick punch, hook punch, straight punch, step up, palm punch. Fluidity. We want to be moving from technique to technique. Okay, let's finish up today. Just got a couple minutes left with some setups for Tam Tuey number 3. So what have we been introduced to? We've been introduced to this kind of circular work, 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 and then changing, change and hit. We've been introduced to hooking over. We've got these low hooks and throws. We've got hammers and throws over the legs. We were talking about that pulling in and smashing in and hyperextending elbows, or rising top fist kind of groin strikes, palm or top fist. We've got our slip punches. We've got rear arm hook punches to straight. We've got that straight and kicking low, bomb, kicking low, punching high. Now we get introduced to another technique. So each one is giving us, each pass gives us a little bit something new to work with. So what I'm going to get you to work on between now and next week is the idea of overhand and uppercut. Overhand. So we've had these nice straight punches, elbow down into place. We've had a nice circular on a bit of a horizontal plane. Now we're coming slightly over and down, overhand. And now for the first time, we also see uppercut. So we won't do them classical Jong for now. Boom, boom, overhand, uppercut. This is going to show up. 1, 2, overhand, uppercut. You can take it off the other side. So rear hand comes over. Oh, this is a street fighting nightmare where, somebody just steps in and bam, right over the top, right to the jaw side of neck, and quite often can lead to knockout. Over, over and in. And then from here, I've loaded that front leg. I'm going to come in with the other side. It's a great combination. Boom, boom. Transfer the weight forward, push out of the forward leg. Transfer the weight forward, bam, push out of the forward leg. Overhand, uppercut, overhand, uppercut. Okay, think about that over the week, and we'll start to look at Tam Tuey number 3 next week. Thanks for training today. Talk to you soon. If you're here live and you've got some questions, you want to talk to me about pace and things you want some details on, stick around. If you're catching it off of the YouTube archive, you can always text or email me. I'll bring stuff into the class for you. Talk to you soon.